Hello guys, welcome to Chiefs Fan Center. Please like and subscribe. Yeah, I'm feeling bored, man. International break is really boring and I don't like talking about the news. So you read the title of the video. I just felt that we should give credit to the coach who led us to our first Nedbank Cup in 10 years and has led us to a very good start this season. So here's the video. The 3 things Nabi is doing right at Kaizer Chiefs this season. Let's dive into the video. Okay guys, the first thing Nabi has improved this season, you knew it was coming, it was the defense. The defense has improved this season under Coach Nabi. That's the first thing that we look at with Kaizer Chiefs this season, which has improved. So before we talk about how we feel about, or how I feel about the defense, let's just talk about the stats. So last season, 28 games in the PSL, 32 goals conceded. It's not that bad, right? Because you're averaging above 1 goal per game, just above 1 goal per game conceded per game. So it doesn't look that bad on paper, but when you look at the PSL, it's the 3rd leaguest defense in the PSL last season. The PSL is not a league where you score a lot of goals. So us conceding 32 goals was a disgrace. Only Marmo Gallants with 39 and Amazulu with 34 conceded more goals in 28 games than us last season. So the defense was a huge problem last season, which Coach Nabi has improved drastically. And then even Cape Town City last year, they conceded 31, SuperSport conceded 30. So the 2 worst teams in the PSL last year, they conceded less goals than Kaizer Chiefs. So you look at that, it was very worrying. So it was very bad. And when you look at some of the goals, guys, Marmo Gallants 2-2. Ndwari costing us really M2-2. I was at the stadium for Maruma Gallants versus Chiefs at FNB where we lost 2-1. This goal from the free kick was a disgrace. So you look at a lot of games that, even the games that we dominated, like Amazulu 3-0, 3rd game of the season, we're cruising 3-0, but we still managed to concede. Richards Bay at Polokwane, we dominated the game the whole 90 minutes, but we still managed to concede. So we really tightened the screws around the defense this season, and you have to give credit to the coach Nabi. First five, even if you want to talk about the last 5 league games this season, 5 games, as you all know, 0 goals conceded. The first 5 games of last season, we faced Amazulu, and we faced Marmo Gallants first weekend. We conceded 1, Amazulu conceded 1, Sundowns conceded 2, SuperSport conceded 1, Maikesu conceded 2. So 7 goals, 7 games, and 0 clean sheets. 7 goals conceded and 0 clean sheets. So that was really bad last season for Kaizer Chiefs. So we have improved, and also the clean sheets were a huge problem. Bruce Vuma, 6 games, 6 clean sheets in 19 games, and then Brandon Peterson last season, 1 clean sheet in 4 games, so 7 clean sheets in total. Peterson has 5 already, so it shows that the defense has improved. And you don't just give credit to the goalkeeper. Obviously, the goalkeeper coach seems to be a very good coach. He's motivating the goalkeepers very well. But if you give, I don't know, Buffon, is he a coach? I think he's a goalkeeper coach. If you give Buffon, Ndwari, and Busavuma, he won't make them superstars. He has to work at something. So the goalkeeping coach has been given something to work with this season, which is Brandon Peterson. I still think we need to improve on the goalkeeper. I don't think Peterson long term, as much as this medium term since last season, he's been showing form. I still don't trust him. But he's a goalkeeper that can save, and I think we can win the league and a few cups with Peterson's. But he's not the best, but he's doing a good job. And the goalkeeper, the coach, I think his name is Nzagi or something, he's doing a very good job. The defense also, Miguel, Guinika, people who've came up. Look at last season, people like Guinika, Msimango stepping up when needed, the Cloakway, people who aren't playing, when they came into the defense, they managed to fight. And yeah, man, so we have to give credit to the coach. One thing I'll say, the goals are a problem. When I was looking at the stats for the defense, 25 goals scored last season in 28 games. That's very bad. The season before that, 25 goals scored in 30 games. So, and also this game, 5 goals, 5 games, 5 goals. So it's looking really bad in terms of the attack. But as long as the defense is doing what they're doing, then people won't mind the attack. If you don't concede, you can't lose. That's the rule of football. So yeah, man, that's the first thing Nabi has improved this season. Okay, guys, the second topic, which I believe that Nabi has improved the team with, is using his squad depth and signing players in crucial positions. I always said that last season, the 3 main positions that we had to look at was left back, striker, and defense, like the main positions, the main concern about the teams, because the left back spot was very weak because Itoko was sold, whereas New Dove was leaving, and the striker, obviously, we know that Chilvero Dupri, Duba was still young, Klongwane was young, as much as we needed a striker very badly. And obviously, the goalkeeper was a huge concern last season. We didn't know Peterson would be that good. So we managed to fill 3 left backs. We've got Shinga, we've got Paseka Marco, we've got a Cross at left back. I'm not saying that it's Pasadena and fucking Porto, but it's a very, very good left back trio that we have there for squad depth. Better than the left back they played for the squad against Nigeria, for sure. We've got 5 strikers also, Duba, Tlongwane, but the signings that we've made is Da Silva and Nicotaro. Like the Fiston Maela signing, looking back at it, it was like a dream signing, I guess. It was never going to happen, I guess, because the best striker in Africa obviously has to go in to Europe or Arabia or wherever he went. It's like Knowledge Mosona, like the best striker in Africa or best striker in South Africa won't stay or move to another African club. He has to go away, Europe. So the Fiston Maela thing was never going to happen, I think, as much as I wanted it and we all wanted it. So Igodaro and Da Silva, we'll see how they do, but they fill the gaps. Then we fill the gaps there, and then obviously the goalkeeper, he improved his current goalkeeper. That's the only spot that he hasn't done. But every other spot, we've got lots of wingers, we've got lots of nines or centre forwards, which is King Samayo, Mabowe, fluid players. So he's really, really patched up a whole lot of positions. Obviously, Yusuf Mat being replaced by who's this guy? Ndlovu. We've got 3 right backs. Solomons was our main right back. He played in the final. Solomons played in the Nedbank Cup final last season, so meaning that he is good enough to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Forstler, obviously, the ever reliable Forstler, and obviously the main guy currently, Tyson Munyani. So every position, there's like 3 or 4 players that you can say that, hey, the players that they are used. And with the squad depth also, he's using his whole squad. I remember last season, I'll put the video up. Last season when Coach Nabi came in, he didn't use his entire squad. He didn't use his entire squad. It was like maybe 14, 13 players that he was using consistently. The Serenos, the Marks, the Dotleys and Miguel's. Like, he didn't give people chance. Reinforced like people like Solomons, Modi, Mtetwa, Dupree. They weren't being used at all, even though they were fit last season. It took, I think, a few injuries. Well, it took him a few months. By November, December, he started using these players. So last season, he didn't use these players a lot. But he did use the players towards the end of the season. And look at the Nedbank Cup. Dupree getting a goal and assist. The bench striker getting a goal and assist. Mdu of the bench getting a goal and assist. Off the bench, George Motlo playing against free agents. Samkelo Zwane also contributed to Nedbank Cup. I always said that the Nedbank Cup was a squad effort. There was like maybe 20 players that we could say that, hey, they contributed to, not 25, 20 for sure, or 18, that we can say, hey, he helped us win the Nedbank Cup. George Motlo, Samkelo Zwane also contributed because playing as a number 8 against Stellenbosch. There's a whole lot of players that you can say helped us win the Nedbank Cup, and it's because the coach managed to use his squad. And obviously this season also, there's no untouchables. The only untouchables this season in the Kaizer Chiefs squad I think it's Lelepo, Peterson, Miguel to some extent, and maybe Thabo Cele. Those are the only 4 players who are untouchable. Everybody else can be benched. So 4 out of 11 players who are untouchable. That's good, because remember the Calvin Johnson season, there was maybe like 7 players, 8 players that you could say, no, demons are like Baraje, Samara, they're always starting every single game. These guys cost us a game every single game, but they're always starting. I can name them. It was Peterson was starting most of the games last season in the Calvin Johnson season. Clancy was untouchable in the left back position. Dove was playing centre back to accommodate Clancy. Dikloke got an injury, but before that, he was starting every game. Simango, not in his best form, starting every game. Kunika right back, starting most of the games also, where people like Njiblo Ngobo, who were fit, were not getting game time. People like, who was playing centre back? Maybe they were bad. Maybe it was justified that Simango and Dikloke were playing the entire games. People like Yusuf Mat, untouchable. Sitebe, towards the end of the season, playing every single game as a number 6, untouchable. Who was playing Saile, untouchable. Chiwere to some extent, untouchable. So there's like 7, 8 players who are untouchable in the Chiefs lineup in the 23-24 season. But over the past 2 years, there's not a lot of players we can say, hey, these guys are untouchable. Look at Mdu. Mdu after the injury was not the same, and he was benched. Mentioned the Sitsa games, Kitan City, not being up to par, and he was benched. Yeah, well, if it was Kevin Johnson or Mutfenseki, his favorites would have started. Dupree also untouchable in the Mulefenseki / Kevin Johnson era. So one thing Nabi has done is improve, is use his squad depth and has and made squad depth by signing the players required, except the goalkeeper. Okay, guys, let's look at the last topic of the day. It's the game management of Kaizer Chiefs. I think this season the game management has been better. Once the goal comes, we managed to maybe look up a bit sure at the back, particularly the Pirates, not the Pirates, the Polokwane City game, locked down after scoring the first goal. The Richards Bay game for sure, we locked them down. They didn't look like scoring after we scored our goal, the first goal, and then obviously the Sundowns game, we managed to game manage them. Arrows was coming a bit in the game, but ultimately we were better than last season. Better for sure with game management. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's really, really improved from last season. And Stellenbosch, obviously, they were coming also, but ultimately we managed. You can give credit to the coach Nabi because he's the coach, but people like Tabakrele, Serino, when they come off the bench, Serino, who's come off the bench over the past 5 games, helping us game manage the game. Miguel, also the leader at the back. Winiga, an experienced player who's been here who was here 10 years back and is still here. So it's more assurance that when we go 1-0 up or 2-0 up, we can stay in the game and not bottle it or make it look in control. And that's what you need as a champion. Once you go 1-0 up or 2-0 up, there's games where you're going to win 1-0. You manage to stay in the game and manage to see it out. Because look at I can name maybe about 3 games off the top of my head that can happen. You look at the Richards Bay 2-0 at Polokwane, we're leading, we concede a goal. It looks edgy towards the last few minutes, but we win. Mamkize at Polokwane also, I think at Polokwane also, we go 2-0 up, we bottle the 2-0 lead. That was the worst game, I think. And then there was a few games. There's this game also. Was it TS Galaxy? It wasn't TS Galaxy. Or Amazulu 3-0 up, concede 1 goal. Doesn't look tidy. Doesn't look like a general performance. 3-1, and we dominated Amazulu. So the game management was very, very bad. We could score 6 goals, only scored 3, and concede 1. So it's really, really improved under Coach Nabi. And hey, guys, that's just what I wanted to talk about today. Kaizer Chiefs, what Nabi has improved this season. Match previews are coming back. I like talking about the games. I don't like talking about the news, but it was nice talking about what Coach Nabi has improved this season. If you like the video, please like and subscribe, man. I'm out.